What's up, guys? It's Rustic here, and we're going to take a look at Tesla's chart today. We're going to look at where price came from, where price ended on Friday. We're going to touch on where price is in after hours, pre-market Sunday trading, whatever you want to call it, on Robinhood. And we're going to look at some of the gamma data as far as the data that we had available at close on Friday. And we're going to just talk about some of the potential for this week. So before we get into the chart, I am going to just reference where Tesla is currently trading, and that is at 405.27. And it is rapidly changing. We did see a high of 406.90 so far during Sunday 24-hour trading or overnight trading on Robinhood. And so we could continue to see price go up. We're at $9.43 over right now, which is a nearly 2.5% increase in the overnight trading. But we're going to go off what we have on the charts because we don't know where price is going to open. So we're going to be prepared for Tesla heading into the trading session Monday and into the rest of the week. Don't forget, this is OPEX, so we have options contracts expiring, the quarterly contracts expiring at the end of the week. So we are likely to see and have been seeing some repositioning as dealers are having to move price exactly where they need to based on the option expiration, and people are starting to load up on the quarterly contracts for the next quarter. So looking at the chart here, we have the GammaEdge data, link in the description below. This is our options data provider, and you can see that we have 400 as the major level to clear. Okay, now again, in overnight trading, we're above that. So if we can flip that from resistance to support, we can see 400 hold us, and we can see price continue to move up. Now, according to where the data ended on Friday, we don't have a lot above us. I mean, we are in a call dominated environment, so price can continue to push higher. We do have just positive delta across the whole board. You don't see any negative delta, so dealers are having to hedge long in this environment. But once we got to 400, the gamma levels significantly decreased. So that means, again, while the market's open and options are trading, there is no real motivation to move price above 400. Now, again, we currently are above 400, so we will see when price opens. If we dip down to 400, see that hold. What we want to see is we want to see this delta increasing on these strikes that are above 400, and we also want to see this gamma increasing so that we could potentially see continued squeezing above 400. But if we drop down below, likely dealers are still having to hedge long in this environment unless we see a significant amount of put flow coming in. Right now, if we were to look out at 926, there is a significant 450 level on the map. You can see right now that 450 is right around our cumulative out of the money call zone for the week, but we also have a high open interest at 450 for next week. So wouldn't be surprised if we do try to make some kind of push later on into the week, or even next week up towards that 450 if it stays on the map. We will be monitoring that to see if anything changes. It will be, I'm sure, included in our trade plan for next week. We will take a minute now to look at our trade plan for this week, although we are above the trigger already. So when we are above the trigger, what we want to see when market opens is we want to see price come back down somewhere around that bull trigger and test it. Okay, we do have the 400 level right there. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we open, gap up, drop back down to test this 397.50, and if that holds a support, right, or even we see some kind of signs of 400 holding as support, maybe VWAP is there. Our weekly VWAP should pop up as well. If we do see some kind of holding around that 397.50 to 400, right, then we have our next next levels is going to be just a short move to 402.50, and then 410, which we have not hit in overnight trading. That will be our take profit number 2, and then we could potentially see a move all the way up to 420, right? Again, using our GammaEdge data, there's not a lot above this 400 right now, but this will change when market opens, so we'll just want to be paying close attention. If you don't have GammaEdge, they have a 14-day free trial. I highly recommend that you try them out, because they are the best options data provider as far as I'm concerned, and I've tried a lot of different options data providers over the years, and we Rawstocks have settled on GammaEdge. Just this web app that they provide is incredibly insightful, but they also have a Discord that provides all kinds of additional tools, and different commands that you can run in their servers to get different kind of data for basically every ticker that you're trading. So again, far superior to something like black box stocks. Easy to read. This web app is a lot of what we use, though, because it's all very visual and has a lot of information on it right here, and that's all included in that GammaEdge subscription. So again, if we're above the bull trigger, maybe we come back down and test it, make a run back up towards 402.50, 410, and 420. Now here is the alternative side. If we drop below 400 and we can't hold support, and that bull trigger doesn't hold us, our bear trigger currently comes in at 392. So that'd be 3, 5, or 15-minute candles closing below the bear trigger here. That would also put us below VWAP. And if we get below 392, we can see a pretty aggressive move down to 385. Giving up 385 would bring us all the way down to 375, and then a very deep sell-off into OPEX could potentially bring us down to 360. Now, I don't see that because there's also a lot of fair value gaps in here on the 5-minute chart. They may want to get filled eventually. We can see pretty strong evidence that this 360 down to 340 is a nice support range. You see a lot of resistance here. We flipped it. It became support right prior to that run up. So that would be a likely area that if we were to drop down there, we would still find support. We do have some minor consolidation here in that high 360s, low 370s range. That could also hold us. I am interested in seeing some of this get retested and filled. So that's what I'm saying. It could be aggressive if we saw that support level give out. But if we did see an aggressive move, I would be expecting a fairly aggressive buying. If we saw this just completely crater, I would expect us to bounce very hard and then actually push back up towards that 400 level. I don't think we're going to get just completely destroyed here on Tesla, but I wouldn't be surprised to see kind of what appears to be a rug pull, sweep that liquidity right, maybe down to this kind of support shelf here, maybe not all the way down to 360, maybe somewhere in here, right, and then get aggressively bought back up. So we'll be watching. We're prepared for either direction. Again, right now in 24-hour trading, we're at 405.24, and this could just squeeze up. I mean, if we opened all the way up at 410, I would be watching, just watching. No early entry just because we're high, but I would be watching for us to reject this 410 level and then come back down and test that 400. So there could be a good opportunity up here to grab a short, but we only want to do it on technicals and on analysis with whatever live price is telling us, or potentially changes in our options data. We do not want to take the short just because we're up at this level, primarily because Tesla is known to squeeze, especially when there's momentum. And so, you could get trapped very easily if you try to jump in that short at 410 and try to write it down. We may not get any actual selling, and we may just rip up to 420. Okay, that wouldn't be out of the ordinary. You can see all the way back here, we went from 370 all the way up to 400 very quickly. 370 is where we were exiting last week, because that was our third take profit on our trade plan. So again, we could easily rip up to our third take profit up here, early on in the week, then maybe see some correction, if you will, and then maybe again we have that 350 on the map. I'm going to throw it on there for next week, just so it's visible to us. But because it's there next week, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary with some major squeezing going on for us to just break out from 420, run at 450. So I don't want to see anybody get trapped because they were trying to front run something that could happen. Right? Again, we trade the information that's on the chart. It's backed up by our options data provider. We're not taking any trades, just guessing here. So hopefully this information has been helpful. We do have a link in the Discord, or in the description, on how to join our Discord. We have a free side, so you can come hang out, just chat with other traders. Awesome community. We got a lot of Tesla traders. We got a lot of SPY, QQQ traders. The guys from GammaEdge, actually, Michael, he comes over and hangs out sometimes in our Discord, just sharing a little bit of GammaEdge wealth and knowledge. They're very knowledgeable over there. Again, they know how to use the tools because they built them, as well as our premium section. If you upgrade, we have a premium specified chat, as well as our Quant Viper algo trading system that provides callouts for swings, regular trades, it has a watch list, and also some earnings trades, as well as our 5 channels of callouts from our analysts, and a whole lot more as part of our upgraded Discord. So again, the links are in the descriptions below. Thanks for hanging out, checking out our video, and hope to see you guys on the next one.